Athey kids and parents! This weekend in Athey Kids, we are learning that the Lord provides for His people. After His powerful victory over the Egyptians, the Lord led His redeemed people into the wilderness. There He tested them with hunger and thirst. Then Moses made Israel set out from the Red Sea, and they went into the wilderness of Shur. They went 3 days into the wilderness and found no water. When they came to Marah, they could not drink the water of Marah because it was bitter. The people grumbled against Moses, saying, "What shall we drink?" And he cried to the Lord, and the Lord showed him a log, and he threw it into the water, and the water became sweet. They set out from Elim, and all the congregation of the people of Israel came to the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, after they had departed from the land of Egypt. And the whole congregation of the people of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the people of Israel said to them, "Would that we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the meat pots and ate bread to the full. For you have brought us out into this wilderness to kill us, this whole assembly, with hunger." And Moses said, "When the Lord gives you in the evening the meat to eat, and in the morning bread to the full, because the Lord has heard your grumbling, that you grumble against Him, what are we? Your grumbling is not against us, but against the Lord." In the evening, quail came up and covered the camp, and in the morning dew lay around the camp. Now the house of Israel called its name manna, for it was like coriander seed, white, and the taste of it was like wafers made with honey. All the congregation of the people of Israel moved on from the wilderness of Sin by stages, according to the commandment of the Lord, and camped at Rephidim, where there was no water for the people to drink. Therefore the people quarreled with Moses and said, "Give us water to drink." And Moses said to them, "Why do you quarrel with me? Why do you test the Lord?" But the people thirsted for water, and the people grumbled against Moses and said, "Why did you bring us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our livestock with thirst?" So Moses cried to the Lord, "What shall I do with this people? They are almost ready to stone me." And the Lord said to Moses, "Pass on before the people, taking with you some of the elders of Israel, and take in your hand the staff which you struck the Nile, and go. Behold, I will stand before you there on the rock at Horeb, and you shall strike the rock, and water shall come out of it, and the people will drink." And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. And he called the name of the place Massah and Meribah, because of the quarreling of the people of Israel, and because they tested the Lord by saying, "Is the Lord among us or not?" Instead of responding to the test by trusting God, the Israelites responded by testing God with grumbling. Even so, God was gracious. In answer to Moses' prayers, God provided fresh water, manna for bread, and quail for meat. The Lord commanded Israel to trust and obey Him, not just as their strong deliverer, but now as their great provider and healer. The teaching points will vary slightly from classroom to classroom, such as in the younger pre-K through primetime classes, we'll learn that Israel grumbled 3 times from hunger and thirst. The Lord gave Israel fresh water, manna, and quail. The Lord told Israel to trust Him and obey because He is their provider. In the older next level class, the points will be: the Lord provided drinkable water. The Lord provided manna and quail. The Lord provided water out of a rock. This weekend, we want to drive home how we are to respond to God's provision. The same God who provided food and water for the Israelites continues to care and provide for those who trust in Christ for their salvation. Just as the Israelites were supposed to respond to God's provision by obedience, so we must respond to God's provision through Jesus Christ by trusting and obeying. We invite you to trust and obey Jesus today. We'll see you this weekend.